Previously on Fun, Food, and Travel.
Rather than saying, okay, we're going to learn sequence number 4 or technique number 5, all I'm trying to do is wake you up. For that many millennium, we've been doing this to each other. So it's in your DNA that you have this accuracy, that you have this response. What the Philippines had to do for millennium upon millennium is some SOB would come over that horizon every other Thursday to try and take over their islands because they were so strategic and so full of so many good things. So every other week, a different enemy would show up. So they couldn't really get locked into a particular way of fighting because they would have to immediately adapt to the next threat. Adaptation and change became the focal center of the art. This is me over a period of about 30 years. So. Lots of different pictures of me. This is one of my longtime training partners, Burton Richardson, who I trained with for years. A couple of pictures of us up on the wall there as well.
Yeah, and you were talking about this photo. You were in The Knight's Tale.
No, I wasn't in the film. I just worked with the stunt crew that worked on The Knight's Tale. So and that's just me having a great time in a 9th century castle with some serious armor on. Yeah. So again, my heritage is Czech. So my last name is Czech. So probably when you go to have you been to the Philippines?
Yeah.
Does it feel like home? On a certain level?
On a certain level,
yeah. That's the way the Czech Republic feels to me. Okay. I'm an American to my bones, but when I went to the Czech Republic for the first time, I felt like the ground underneath my feet was actually ancestral home. So, and people immediately speak Czech to me because I look Czech. So, kind of interesting. So, and in fact, this. All this stuff up here, it's all written in Czech. This is all the knight armor and stuff written in Czech. It was also a gift from the stunt crew. So all of these lessons come back down to a real art. And by the way, it's a great little segue to close this because in the martial arts in general, there's an urgency or a need to find the answers to perennial questions because questions of your responsibility to your fellow man and to the world around you come up, perennial questions that have been asked by warriors of themselves for millennia. We're still looking for the same answers to the same questions. And so in this kind of an art where the reality of what we're doing comes, I'm holding a razor blade in my hand, there's no sporting version of this, okay? Nobody wants to play that game. There's no game involved. So when you're really talking about how deadly this is, the philosophical search, the inward search that warriors are taken on because of this is actually much more truthful and honest than one that's based on an ego-driven seeking of fame and fortune through destroying another person, which is what sports are. Okay, so I'm going to train for weeks with the intention of giving you a concussion or breaking a joint so that I can be the winner. Mm-hmm. Think of how actually awful that is. Okay, when we talk about real martial arts, nobody thinks in those terms. Nobody thinks it would be cool to wade into the rest of these people with this sword and do what this sword was designed to do. This is not a whittling tool. Okay, this is a weapon of killing. So there's an entire art that's thousands of years old, designed for this art and solving that problem. And think about the reality of it, and what those warriors had to face.
It was really interesting to learn some new style defense, and it's a combination between a lot of art, so that's great to learn that for the life or for every day. I might be coming back here to learn more about this, and I will let you know the future.
Hi, I was just in with Mark from the Makita School of Martial Arts, and he was giving us some awesome techniques. Being a woman, you know, we feel as though we are vulnerable in some places and at times, but he just went right in. I could get you right in the neck and you wouldn't even know it. Drop you, honey. Drop you. We need to be aware of our surroundings, you know, because we go through life and go places that we're familiar with, but, you know, there are people out there that don't give a rip about you. You know, and we need to be able to defend ourselves. I'm not trying to hurt nobody or kill nobody because I do serve a good God, but I am not trying to go there and be taken out in some white van so that I could be later dropped off. And that's real talk.
Yeah, this class is awesome. It's teaching you how to defend yourself with weapons and unarmed. It's all about self-defense. It's not about sport. It's just about lethal ways of attacking that, that are effective. And it's also teaching different philosophies of war and of martial art. It's not just movements in the body. It's also a mindset, which I really love. Just the techniques as well. It's all great.
I definitely learned a lot today. I often think about how I would defend myself if I were in a situation where someone was attacking me, and I had no idea about any of the techniques that I just learned. And I'm excited to continue to hopefully develop them at some point, because I think that learning and knowing how to defend yourself is an important thing that I just never learned before, which is silly. But it's also just nuts that as a female in this world, we have to walk around with that defense, just knowing that anything could happen at any time, to anyone really, but specifically for us. So it was really cool.
That's it for today, everybody. Thank you, everyone else who showed up today. Nate, Megan, Julian, Claire.
You guys did great, by the way. I'm glad
See you
you're
guys
all.
again.
Thank you so much.
Kids are all still in place.
Yeah, thank you for everyone for coming out. It was nice seeing everybody again, especially when we did our interviews earlier today. And thank you again, Mark, for having us over in Noel. Mr. Photogenic right there. Yeah. Now he's shy.
No, I'm from fightology.com.
Oh, Fightology, yeah. Yeah, and definitely, we've got some people who are expressing coming back to see you again. So,
Sure.
So yeah, that was Fun Food and Travel with me and Jen. And we'll see you guys again soon. All right, thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.